Hello everybody and welcome back to The Drop. Today's video is not going to be as like normal, light-hearted kind of comedic video as usual. It's a bit of a weird one today. I'm just basically answering the question that I get asked most personally, which is why don't you or can't you ride big roller coasters, rides, whatever it may be. And it's quite a long-winded answer, but I get asked it a lot, and I'll often give a random answer just to kind of pass it off because it's such a long story and long history of why I can't or don't ride big rides or roller coasters. So I'm struggling where to start. So I do it as a bit of a story. So I remember I was back at Riverside Festival in 2008, and I was watching James Mellor's Space Roller go around, thinking I'd love to go on that, but I was a bit apprehensive. Shortly after that, someone approached me, a guy called Rory, who is now quite a good friend of mine, someone who I hadn't met before, came up to me and we just started talking about the ride. Turns out he was a bit of an enthusiast as well. And he kind of, not pressured me, but encouraged me to go on it. I went on it and I really enjoyed it. Absolutely loved it. Rerode it about 4 or 5 times that day. Spent all the pocket money I had on me on that ride that day. Absolutely loved it. And then that kind of carried on for a while. Nothing really fazed me. Was able to ride everything that he kind of threw at me, and I absolutely loved every second of it. Just the adrenaline rush you got from it was just out of this world, which I'm sure everyone else around me still feels to this day. And yeah, I could ride everything. Rode Oblivion, rode just anything you could throw at me, basically. Any fairground ride, I could re-ride waltzes all day without feeling the slightest bit ill or anything like that. And then in 2010, that kind of all changed. I was there for, I think it was for Scarefest, it might have been just before, but I was at the back end of the season at Alton Towers, and I rode Oblivion, which is a ride, like I just mentioned, I'd done a few times before, and I rode it, and I came off feeling probably more ill than I've ever felt in my life, dizzy, weak, really, really sick, and it completely ruined my day, the rest of the day. Why that is, I've no idea, because I'd ridden it before, been fine, ridden bigger things, more intense things before, and been absolutely fine, just took it in my stride and not really thought about it. Then for some reason on that day, I just felt terrible. And then thinking really nothing of it, I went to Goose Fair the same year, and I remember I went on a KMG Freak Out, which is a fairground ride, and just kind of, like I say, thinking nothing of the whole Oblivion situation, I just kind of pushed on and rode it, because I'd ridden them before many times, used to love them. And then as it was getting to kind of full speed and full height, my legs started shaking, and the same sort of symptoms. I started to feel weak and dizzy and really, really sick, and every kind of feeling of negative G and positive G was really heightened. I was much more sensitive to it for some reason. And then after that I was like, shit, like I had no idea what was going on. And to kind of push the story on a bit more, because I feel like I'm rambling now, I later got diagnosed with about 4 or 5 years ago with something called emetophobia. And if you don't know what emetophobia is, it is basically a phobia of feeling sick in general, being sick. In my case, it was more feeling sick and the anxiety of being sick. I kind of knew I had it, but didn't know what it was for a good few years, and then I got diagnosed with it. And that kind of made sense, because after the whole Oblivion thing and the freak out at Goose Fair, I was very apprehensive to go on anything again because of how bad it made me feel and how much it ruined my day. And then that kind of leads up to now, I guess. Since then, it's got a lot worse. because as you get older, I think you overthink a lot more, and your anxiety does heighten. If you're someone that suffers with anxiety, you'll know that as you get older, your thoughts are more solid. You can't really brush them off like you used to seem to be able to when I was younger. And to be honest, it does affect me a lot more than I will make out. Like I'll have a joke about it with friends and stuff, but which is fine. I'll joke about anything, because I think that if you can't laugh about something, what can you do? But seeing your friends and everyone around you enjoying these rides, experiencing what I used to feel, and feeling what I used to feel, should I say? It's really, really hard. I'm not trying to get sympathy from this video at all. I don't need to get the idea. But there's more to it than that. There is the fact that I also have something called IBS. I won't go into detail about what IBS is, but if you're interested or don't know what it is, but I think it's quite common knowledge of what it is, then Google it. But a common symptom that I have from my IBS is nausea. I get it probably 4 or 5 times a week, quite severely. So I can't really manage that. That's an incurable kind of illness, whatever you want to call it, ailment. So if anyone out there's got IBS, which I'm sure someone will, you have bad days and you have good days. And at the minute, I'd say I'm probably having 4 bad days out of 7-ish, depending. And a lot of people won't understand that some days I'll happily ride stuff, not obviously big stuff like I've just mentioned, but I'll ride, say, 13, and then the next time I won't, because I'm just not having a good day. Like at Towers opening weekend, I was really bad that weekend. I didn't ride anything at all. Had no interest or desire at all to ride anything because of how kind of terrible I felt. And the best way I can describe it is you've got a Ferrari on the driveway and someone's taken the keys off you. Like I say, I'm just trying to describe how I feel. Because like I say, it does affect me a lot more than it should. I don't want to be the bag holder. As much as I make out to my friends and stuff, it doesn't bother me. This isn't to make them feel guilty or anything like that, because it's nothing to do with them, it's all me. But yeah, it kills me. And I just wanted to make this video just kind of answer the question of why I don't ride big stuff, because I get asked it a lot, and every time I just say it's motion sickness or whatever. And that's the kind of answer. That's the honest answer. And that's all there is to it. The purpose of this video was, like I say, to answer that question, but also if you've got any friends that might not want to go on rides, kind of don't push them. Encourage them if you want to, but don't push them or make them feel bad when they don't, because you don't know if they're in a similar situation to me where all they want to do is hop on that ride like that, but they just can't. I wish it was as simple as just me jumping on it, like a lot of people seem to think it's like that, when it just isn't. I know it affects a few people in the theme park community. I know that for a fact. I'm not going to mention any names because it's not my place to say, but I'm quite confident I'm going to overcome this, because I don't know if I'm going to be into the hobby as much if it carries on, because like I say, it's just really, really hard to see. And as much as I love going to parks, seeing everyone, which I'll always do, it's just really, really hard to just keep going on the way I am when the thing that you love the most is taken away from you. It's like cliche as it sounds, and I hate to get like this on a video, but that's literally what it is. That's how I got into it, was from enjoying going on rides, enjoying the entertainment side of it, the showmanship, the engineering side of it, but most of all the riding. And now I can't really enjoy that. On kind of the flip side though, I don't think I would have got into scare mazes as soon as I did, because I would have been still enjoying the coast and not really appreciating scare mazes as much as I do now, and dark rides and stuff like that, because I've not really got a choice apart from just to ride the smaller stuff and dark rides and still do scare mazes. But yeah, like I say, it's harder than I put out to be, or harder than I show. And this isn't, please don't take this as a sympathy thing. I know I'm going to get some hate in the comments, but I just wanted to kind of clear the air almost. So that's kind of where we are. That's kind of up to now. I'm hoping that I can overcome this somehow. I'm on medication for my anxiety. I'm on medication for IBS, of course. So I'm hoping that I can overcome this, and I'm going to Alton Towers on my own for the first time for fireworks this Saturday, so I'm hoping that just kind of on my own I can maybe try some stuff. But yeah, like just if someone doesn't want to go on something, just take a step back and maybe think about why they don't want to go on it. It might not be the case, they might just need a bit of egging on, but not everyone's like that. And I wish it was different, but right now it's not. So that's kind of the question that I've been asked the most. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I've just not really known how to do it or how to go about it, so I thought I'd just do a very simple video, just me talking to you about why it is I can't. So I hope someone takes something away from this video, and if someone else is out there that's the same, you're not alone. And yeah, my inbox is always open if you want to talk about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video somewhat. Sorry, it's a bit depressing. We've got the podcast coming, we've got vlogs coming left, right and centre, so keep an eye out for them. This isn't going to be a regular thing, but you know, we are people at the end of the day. I know we clown around, but yeah, so that's kind of the answer to the question. So it's said and done. So anytime anyone asks me in the future, I'm just going to link them to this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, do whatever you want to do. Love you all to death. Thank you.